the very first option that we can see here is the catalog, and under that we have 4 different options to configure. One is the sellers, commission, products, and then we have category, under which we have the assigned category and the select categories. So we'll go through each of them one by one. So let's go to the sellers section and let's see what different options do we have there that can be configured by the admin. So for the sellers, we can find all of the marketplace sellers being listed here. So any customer who becomes a seller would be listed here, and the admin can basically check the ID, the customer name, his email address, the status, his IP address, the date when the customer was added, the customer type, whether he is a partner or he's a customer, and the seller's commission, how much commission is being charged from each of the sellers. And we have different options as well. Some is to check the storefront of that particular seller, one is to edit it, and one is for the approval thing. So from this section, also under this particular section, the admin would be able to approve or disapprove any of the sellers, and the admin can view or edit the profiles of the sellers, and can also view their latest orders, payment details, add more products for the sellers, and much more. So apart from that, the admin can also filter the sellers using the customer name or the customer group, or according to the status, whether the seller is approved or disapproved, using the email address, and using the status as enable or disable for the particular seller. And the admin can also choose the customer type as all, requested but not a seller, or the sellers only. So these filters can also be applied for searching the marketplace sellers under this section. And the admin can also create a new seller from this place, and the admin can approve and delete, as I've already told you. So the admin can also cancel the membership of any of the sellers by selecting a seller first and then choosing the cancel sellership option, and then saving this particular option. And if the admin wants, he can what we say as make a seller by selecting the customer first and choosing the make seller option here. So that was about the sellers section, and now let's go to the commission section. Let's see what different options we have under the commission section. So basically under the this section, the admin can set up the commission on the various categories that are there within the OpenCart web store for the admin, and the admin can set the commission as a fixed or percentage type, or both as per requirement. And the admin can also find all of the created commissions being displayed here within this list here, and the admin can check the category and the value or the commission that has been fixed for that. So to add a new commission, the admin can tap the add button, and that brings up this section wherein the admin would be able to choose the category first. So all of the categories that are there within your OpenCart web store would get listed here, and accordingly the admin can choose any of the categories. So for example, we go to the clothes, we can set the commission as fixed or percentage type. So for the fixed type, you can type in the amount that should be charged, and for the percentage type, you can type in the numeric value for the percentage that you want to receive as commission for that particular category. And after that, you can tap the save button to save the particular category. So I've set it on the clothes here, and you can see that I have set a fixed commission of $60, and I've set a percentage as well for the 30% of the product value there. So that was about the commission section here. So we have already added one commission as well. So after that, now let's go to the product section and let's see what different options we have here. So under this subsection, basically the admin will be able to assign the store's products to the sellers of the marketplace, and here the admin can also see all of the store products as well. And to assign a product under the column, that's the seller name. So for example, here we have this column named seller name. So the admin can choose the seller to whom the admin wants to assign the product. For example, it's assigned the bell sleeve dress is assigned to John Doe, and if the admin wants, he can assign it to Jane Doe. So we have assigned this to Jane Doe right now. So this product has now been added under the Jane Doe's account. So that's how you the admin would be able to assign the products to the sellers. And here the admin can also add new products to the store and can assign them as well to the marketplace sellers as required. And to add a new product, the admin can tap the add button at the top right hand side, and this brings up this section wherein the admin would be able to create a new product first by entering the different options that we have, like the general, data, link, and the other options for the product. And lastly, the admin can tap the save button to save the particular product. So that was about this particular section. So here the admin can create new products and assign those products to the marketplace sellers as well as required. So after that we have the category section, and under this we have the assigned category and the seller categories. So let's go to the assigned category section first. So the admin can check the particular sellers for whom the admin has assigned the different categories. So here you can see that for the seller John Doe, the admin has assigned the category IDs like 59, 173, 174, 175. For Jane Doe, the admin has assigned the category ID that is 69, and similarly to the other sellers as well. So here the admin can filter the sellers by the seller name or the particular category, like the clothes or the other ones that are available there. And to add a new seller category, the admin can tap the add button first at the top right hand side, and for the selected seller, the admin can choose the seller first and then can choose the categories that the admin wants to assign to this particular seller. For example, we go for electronics, components and scanners, and desktops and Mac, and we can tap the save button. And here you can see that Peter Doe is there, and we have assigned him the categories. So that's how the admin would be able to assign the categories to the marketplace sellers. And the admin can also edit the same by tapping the edit button next to that particular seller. And here you can see the different categories that we have assigned to this particular seller, and to remove them we can tap the minus sign here, and we can tap the save button. And now you can see that the Peter Doe has only these three categories available with him, or the category IDs. So that was about the assigned categories. Here the admin can assign the categories to the marketplace sellers. And now let's go to the seller categories and let's see what different options we have there. So under the seller categories, the admin will have all the seller categories listed. So here the admin can check the name of the seller and the category name that has been assigned to a particular seller, and can also approve it and can also edit it as well. Tapping the edit button brings up the category name or the category editing option that we have here. So you can see that after tapping the edit, we are here on the particular edit category page. Similarly, the admin can also select the seller first and can also update the sellers for a particular category that has been created. So for example, Peter Doe was being assigned as to clothes, and now Jack Smith has been assigned to the category that is the clothes category. So that is how the admin seller categories can be checked, and how the admin would be able to assign the different categories to the marketplace sellers. Now after the catalog, we have the pro features, and under the pro features we have different options to configure. So we have top searched items, we have reasons, cross sell, upsell, super bar is there, total cross sell, and the price alerts. So let's go through each of them one by one. So the top searched items. So basically on the top search items here on this page, the admin can check the keywords that have been searched by the customers for the various products along with the number of times the keywords were obtained in the search results. As you can see here, we have the item name, for example, the product beach ruffle dress, and it was obtained in the results 2 times, and the terms that were used to search are also being reflected here with the name of the seller who is trying to sell this particular product, and we have added button for the same. Apart from that, the admin can also filter the top search items using the search terms, obtain in search, item name, start and end options. So that's for the filter for the top searched items. And tapping any of the edit buttons here for any of the search keywords would take us to the particular edit page of that particular product. For example, if I tap on the edit button here, it would redirect us to the particular product that we have here. So that was about the top search items that we have. Then we have the reasons section. So under this section, the admin basically would be able to create all the reasons that are required to be selected while adding or updating the products by the sellers. So a reason is required to be selected while updating a product, and these reasons are also available at the seller's end for selection while they're trying to update or add a product. So to add a new reason, the admin can tap the add button on the top. The admin can choose the status as enabled, can set up the reason title. For example, we'll set it as need to update images, and we can set the description here, and we can tap the save button, and you can see that the particular reason has been saved. Now these reasons would be available at the seller's end. So whenever the seller tries to add or update a product, the seller would have to choose one of the reasons before adding or updating his particular product. After that, we have what we have is the cross-sell section. So let's go to the cross-sell section. So here under the cross-sell marketplace cross-sell section, we have one tab that's the control panel, the main thing. Then we have the setting for the cross-selling widgets and the cross-selling listing, and lastly we have the statistics and tracking for each of the upsell and cross-sell products. So the very first one is the control panel, and here the admin can set up the cross-selling status as enabled or disabled, whether the admin wants to enable the cross-selling or not, and the admin can also set the setting that is cross-selling applicable for. So from here the admin can choose or the admin can manage the allowed vendors to use the service, and here the admin can select from 2 options, that is except for and no one. Except for, then you can choose the what we say is the seller name from the from this option. So the cross-selling would be applicable for this particular seller only. If we have chosen no one, then the cross-selling won't be applicable. Otherwise, if you've chosen it as cross-selling applicable for, then all of the sellers would be able to cross-sell, but the seller added here would not be able to cross-sell the products. And then we have the tax section, and here we have the option tax value for the cross-selling. So we can enable this option if the admin wants to show the cross-selling total to be shown along with the applied tax. So this allows showing the cross-selling total along with the applied text for the product. Then we have the countdown, and here we can activate the countdown by choosing an enable option. Then we have the countdown applicable for, it's similar to that, so it would be applicable to all the seller except for the particular seller that we have just chosen here. So you can also select the countdown applicable for no one, that way no one would be able to get the countdown timer on the front end. Then we have the countdown syntax, and for the countdown syntax, we just need to provide the syntax for the countdown, like the days, hours and minutes or seconds, so that it gets visible accordingly. Then we have the countdown syntax for 0 days. So here you can set it as hours, minutes and seconds. And then we have the units available for the cross-sell products. Activate sales available. You can enable or disable the sales number of units. Then we have the sales units applicable for. So the sales unit would be visible for which particular seller, for all except for the Peter Doe. And you can choose no one to not display the sales unit for the particular product of a seller. Then we have the sales unit syntax, and here we can provide the syntax for the sales unit. So we'll set it as available units. Like if the product has only 20 units, then the cross-sell product units would be visible to the customer at the front end as 20 available 20 units. So I'll be showing you these things at the web store front end as well. The ones that I've just talked about, the cross-sell products, how they come up and are visible. Then we'll be showing you the super bar as well at the front end. So now let's go to the settings section, and here we have the cross-selling widgets option. So we need to set up the cross-selling widget configuration first. So here we'll set up the title for the widget. We can set up the widget status as enabled, and we can set up the cross-selling widgets, the total number of widgets that should be visible to the customer at the front end. So this number of product items would be visible within the widget itself. Then we have the display type as. So here you can set up the how the cross-selling should be displayed, whether you want it as default. Then the cross-selling products will be shown chronologically. Otherwise, if you're choosing this as a random, then the widget would show the cross-selling products in a random way. Then we have the picture width and height. So here we can set up the height and the width of the picture and in pixels. And lastly, we can set up the cross-selling details. For example, we have set it as offers for you. And lastly, you can tap the save button to save this particular settings for the cross-selling widget. Now let's go to the cross-selling listing option, and here you have this option to check the listing URL. So let me open this URL for you by tapping the cross-selling listing. So I'll have to log in first. So here you can see that we have these special offers, and here we are having all these cross-sell products. You can see the available units are visible there. We have the different dresses, the price, then we have the bundle price, then we have how much you are saving, and so this widget basically shows the special offers for all of those listings there. And here we have an option to add the link to the listing in the main menu option. So it may require some additional work to make on a highly customized theme, so we need to enable this option first. Then we have the menu link title. So basically the first option that we're talking about, the cross-selling listing, by tapping this, the admin would be able to navigate to the page where all the cross-selling products are listed in a slider. So I've just shown you. So the admin can check how the products are getting visible. All of the cross-selling products are getting visible at the web store front end. And basically here the admin can can add a link to the listing in the main menu, and the admin can choose an enable or disable option for that. Then we have the menu link title. Then we have menu link sort order. Then we have bundles per page. Then we have picture width and height. Select the theme, cross-selling details. So all of these options need to be set up accordingly, and you need to tap the save button thereafter. And lastly, we have the statistics and tracking section, and here the admin will be able to check all the statistics for the cross-sell products and the admin can also extract all of the records by selecting the from and to dates and then tapping the export button. So here we have the export button, and you can choose a from and a to date, and you can export the data as required. Here the admin can find the details like who the vendor is, the parent products, the child products, when the product was added, the start date, the end date, the condition of the cross sell, like what was the condition. So it was cross sell 1. We can also check whether the countdown is enabled or not for that particular one, and the number of units for each of the products there. As you can see here, we have 12 for the Jack Smith, and we have 0 units for the Jack Smith's flower embroidered midi dress. So that was about the statistics and tracking section. So that was about the cross-sell section, and it would be much for today's video tutorial. And in the second part of this particular video tutorial, I'll be explaining the rest of the parts that come under the pro features, that is the upsell section. Then we have the super bar, total cross-sell, price alerts, and the remaining of the what we say is the options under the marketplace module itself. So for now, we'll be closing this particular tutorial, and hope it helped you out. So if you have any questions or queries regarding this extension, then you can always get back to us at support@webcool.com, or you may raise a ticket at webcool.uvidis.com. So please do check the second part of this particular video tutorial, wherein I'll be completing the rest of the options within the OpenCart multi-vendor marketplace by Webcool. Thanks for watching this video, and have a great day ahead.